The Gloomrot update is nearly here. New bosses, new monsters, new weapons. It's a lot to sink your teeth into. My name is Codiak, this is Legacy Gaming, and today we're taking a deep dive into the brand new gameplay trailer for the massive, much anticipated free content update to V Rising: Secrets of Gloomrot. Before we begin, if you want to know absolutely everything coming in this update, we've already got a fantastic video picking apart every new addition. If you want to go watch the official trailers in full, make sure you go show the team some support, because in this video, we'll be combing through every little detail. As always, if you enjoy our analysis, consider subscribing to the channel so you can stay up to date with all things V Rising. With the Gloomrot update, players can expect a massive 30 new enemy types scattered across the entire world of Vardoran. Right off the rip, we get a first look at two new enemies coming to the game. Two dapper-looking, gas mask-wearing individuals can be seen here wielding electric-based rifles. We see them attack later on in the trailer, but the Tesla coil-looking backpacks were a dead giveaway. We also see a larger elite on the right, with a large canister of green fluid on his back and a very obvious flamethrower weapon in his hands. It looks like being barbecued will continue to be a very real threat for vampires. Shortly after, we see the riflemen patrolling amongst three other new enemies. A tanky new shield enemy is featured to the left, and an arm cannon or arm mortar wielding enemy is on the right, and a grunt up front. We know this update explores the use of electricity in V Rising, and the weapons on these enemies really reinforce that concept. Fast forward a bit, we have a lot to talk about with the first new combat clip, as there is a ton to dissect here. Let's first talk about this, Vampiric horses. That's a bit of a surprise, and seeing as the horse has this leap into an AoE attack now, there are some new implications for PvE and PvP. The scene also features a whole host of new enemies, most notably the mutated rat horrors, as they swarm a group of new Gloomrot enemies. We know in the Gloomrot update, a bunch of wildlife are also getting some ghastly variations, and we even get to see a mutated moose in one of the trailer scenes. In this next skirmish, that rifleman enemy from earlier can be seen using that electric-based ranged attack that was alluded to. We also see that grunt-type enemy is actually carrying some sort of handheld Tesla coil baton, allowing them to electrically charge it up and deliver an attack. We also catch a glimpse of two other new enemies, the first being a large trenchcoat-wearing brute carrying a massive electrical weapon that seems to fire in a large cone-shaped pattern, almost like a shotgun. The last enemy we almost missed entirely is this Bride of Frankenstein acrobat-looking enemy with large devices on her legs. At the very tail end of this section, she electrically charges them to leap into the air, which I assume will be another frustrating enemy to deal with in our adventures. Now let's pause and rewind just a bit. We also get a look at a new, large, elite enemy unit in some sort of factory district. Now, most might be quick to assume it's a V-Blood unit, but I think we can safely say it isn't for two reasons. The first reason being this enemy's silhouette isn't present on the website in the silhouette showcase of the new V-Blood units coming in this update. The second reason, in the following scene, we see more large, walking mechanical mining contraptions with similar legs occupying a new mine location with a sizable amount of large copper deposits or some other mineral. Later on in the trailer, we see the same enemy automaton using a combination of repeater weapons and short-range mortar barrages as it faces off against two players, and it looks like quite the elite to take on. We also get a look at a leaping strike ability for one of the brand new weapons coming in the Gloomrot update, the Greatsword. And speaking of new weapons, we finally get a clip of the dual pistols in action. These are the weapons we are most eager to see in terms of how they're going to shake up the combat meta. The clip opens with our character unleashing a flurry of gunfire in a cone shape, which we can only assume is one of the weapon's special abilities. A bit later, we also see the weapon's basic attack pattern, which is of course a bit slower than the special ability and alternates hands with each shot. One big thing to note here is we also see an electric effect around our character, which we assume is the new static debuff. If that's the case, this zone is even more dangerous than we initially realized, since that static debuff will make us take 10% more physical damage. Things could get out of hand really quick. Rounding out the end of the video, we get a look at two of the V-Blood units coming with the Gloomrot update. The first one we see is featured at the bottom left of the silhouette image. Here we see a decently sized industrial arena with a boss that seems to love using fire of all things, which I'm sure everyone is absolutely thrilled about. The attacks seem to have a pretty reasonable range, leaving behind rings of continuously burning fire, and even the boss has a jetpack. Great. We also get the smallest taste of the brand new Storm Magic School in use here, as we see our vampire dash away with a new movement skill and follow up with some sort of ball lightning projectile attack. We are really excited to see the full potential of this skill tree once the update goes live. Last up, we have another V-Blood unit, which is very likely the Dr. Frankenstein of this update. Featured again in the top middle of the silhouette image, this fight simply looks insane, with electricity pretty much blanketing the arena. I'm willing to bet this will likely be the end of zone boss that we're fighting in the update. While short, this trailer was awesome, but I'm sure the developers don't want to spoil too much. The Secrets of Gloomrot is the first of 3 major updates planned for V-Rising, dropping on May 17th, and hopefully it brings back players in droves. After all, it's one of our absolute favorite survival games. We think it will, so if you're planning to return to the game or you're a new player firing up V-Rising for the first time, check out our previous V-Rising content. There'll be a whole lot more coming with this update, and don't forget, all servers will be wiped with the update, so everyone will be on the same playing field. I also want to invite you to join the Legacy Gaming community on Discord. If you're looking for a place to hang out, talk about great games, win free prizes, and group up with other vampires, check out the link in the description below. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.